I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's been following me so far on my little plant journey. But today I will be propagating this beautiful Adansonii that has been in my possession since last August. As you can see, there is a nice long runner. There are currently 3 nodes on the runner, and from one plant, hopefully there'll be quite a few. So these are some of the items that I'm going to be using to propagate. I've got a nice clean blade, some alcohol swabs, a long tray that I'm going to use for the cutting with the runner, some glass jars that I'll be using to put the rooted cuttings in, and a tray to try and keep things clean here. I've got some New Zealand sphagnum moss that I'll be using to plant the cuttings with. The mix I'm going to be using for the substrate is a mix of cocoa husk, bark, perlite, worm castings from my worm bin outside, and some organic potting soil. So because I am filming this on my own, you will see a few gaps here and there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all the sphagnum moss and show you all the roots on the plants that I've air layered. So as you can see, there's some amazing root growth on each of the nodes. So these cuttings are going to be off to a really good start here. So I took off all the moss, and as you can see, the roots are amazing. So these cuttings are going to be off to a really, really good start. So what I like to do is I like to take a fresh blade, an alcohol swab, and I like to make sure the blade is disinfected, as well as the tray the cuttings are going to go into. All the jars are sanitized, as well as the tray that I'm going to be putting the cutting with the runner. So this is what's left of my Obliqua. Still looking fantastic. Nice clean cut using a sterilized blade. And here she is, roots and all. So what I'm going to do is, for each cutting, I'm going to sterilize the blade just to make sure there's no bacteria or anything that gets transferred anywhere. But isn't this looking amazing? So I've disinfected the blade, and it is a bit hard with me trying to do this, but here goes the first cut. In between each of the cuts, I'm going to keep disinfecting the blade, but there you go. I've got the tray ready for this cutting and the runner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm just going to show you what I did. So I've gone ahead and disinfected the blade, cut all these rooted cuttings. Wow, look at the root on that one. Sorry for the lighting here, but it is what it is. So I've taken this long tray, I've taken the top cutting with the runner, filled it up with in a shallow tray with my aeroid mix. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make some U-clips out of some gardening wire, take some sphagnum moss, and for each of the nodes, I am going to pin it down. So I'll be back in a second to show you what I've done. So what I've done is taken some gardening wire, made these U-clips, and the purpose of me doing this is to hold the nodes down on the runner. So what I've done here is I've laid a base of sphagnum moss under each of the nodes, and I use those U-clips to pin them down to kind of help the runner stay into the soil. So hopefully in a good few weeks, they'll start sprouting into hopefully new leaves, and the runner will continue growing. Okay, so what I've gone ahead and done is I've potted up the cuttings. There is the original mother plant. The ones with this tad bit smaller roots, what I did was I put them in sphagnum moss. I find that they tend to root really, really well in that medium. I don't water propagate. The two with the largest roots, I've just gone ahead and put them in soil. And again, here is the top cutting with the runner. I'm gonna go ahead and water these, but there you go. From one plant, it's now gone to 5 and potentially an extra 3 with the nodes. And if the node keeps growing, it'll keep producing more baby obliquas. If you like the video, like and subscribe. And I really appreciate you following me on my journey.